안녕하세요. HS 건축학개론입니다.
Then let's deep dive into designer Jackie Wong. So, how did you start your studying architecture?
Oh yeah, definitely. As I said, my hometown is Macau. Macau is actually one of the two special administrative regions in China, and the other one is Hong Kong. So before Macau returning to China in 1999, it has been the Portuguese colony for hundreds of years. So therefore, like Macau is a very, very small city. It only has 30 square kilometers, and that actually converges the Western and Eastern cultures and architectures. So in Macau, um, you can actually see a Western churches is actually a few blocks away from a Chinese temple. To be honest, I never pay attention to this very unique and special urbanscape when I grew up there. And they are not actually what motivated me to study architecture at all. So because of the one country, two system policy, Macau is the only places in China that casinos and gamblings are legalized. So between like around the early 2000s to 2010, many American-based casinos and resort company they rushed in Macau and construct many iconic and controversial, grand and luxurious hotel resorts, such as the Las Vegas Venetian Hotel, which is an exact copy from the Las Vegas design, and the actual design in Las Vegas is also copied from the historic landmark in Italy. And also, there's another hotel called Grand Lisboa by a local company, and you can see the material, the geometry, the size. They are all out of scale. They are all out of places, and it's actually awful. But however, it is so bizarre that it actually becomes the landmark of Macau. Like you may be able to see these buildings in the news or in some exhibits that is correlated with Macau. These eccentric hotel resorts were opened when I was in senior high school, so I was witnessing how attractive these buildings are to the tourists. And there are always tourists taking photos in front of this building. They, the tourists they actually love this type of building, right? And actually, this is the experience that impacted me the most. I was absolutely puzzled by this phenomenon, like why people find ugly, absurd, strange design attractive, right? I really don't understand. Like, I always believe that a successful design should be at least visual appealing, right? But in this case, it is not, right? So, so my interest in architecture was actually sparked at that moment after I see all of this.
Thank you. It's going to be very helpful for the architecture students in Korea because nowadays, reflected on some of the terms like Instagrammable design. The many of the people are fascinated by the like outer shape or form. They are easily to think about design as just like
Visual.
yes, you're from a school that is famous for approaching architecture design with kind of like eye-catching structure, futuristic design, but you have fostered a very different perspective on the architecture.
Yeah, in my first few years in SciArc, I'm also one of those students who thinks architecture is just about shape, about form, always look at it from exterior. But like when I was in my fifth year, about to graduate from the school, I'm actually too overwhelmed by this like design style already. Then I start to asking myself the question that what's the definition of a good architecture in order to foster a unique perspective. One thing very important is the process of defamiliarize and refamiliarize. So to defamiliarize is to forget everything you know about the subject. We have to look at it with fresh eyes, as we have never seen it or as we never heard of it before. Then we familiarize it with our extensive research to make ourselves become the person who knows this subject the best in the world. For example, we have seen red apples, we have seen green apples in our life, or maybe like yellow apples. But how many of you actually notice that there's a type of apple that is black, um, and then it is actually grows in the northwest part in China? But don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying being able to find the black apples could make you a good designer, But this is actually a learning process. You're building up your knowledge whenever you're working on your project. So you're actually growing your knowledge. What we know is actually very minimal comparing with what we don't know. We need to keep ourselves curious of our unknown field. We need to maintain our hunger for the knowledge, right?
If you stop learning, that means you kind of like stop being an architect or designer. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any advice or like some inspiration for young talented designers in Korea?
Be courageous. Push yourself to try new things. Don't constrain yourself within just what you like or what you're good at. Because when you are in school or when you're still in your like early career, you want to see more, you want to try more, you want to listen more before you can actually tell yourself what you actually like. So I always encourage the people, including myself actually, to try something that we don't know or try designing the project from a standpoint that you have never think about. This is how you grow. Because if you keep using the same idea or keep using your same techniques, that means you are doing the same design over and over again. But if you are trying using another perspective or if you're trying some new things, maybe you could learn some useful ideas that you can incorporate into your style. And then also in design industry, there is no absolutely right or absolutely wrong. It is all about different focus and looking at things from a different scope. So don't be afraid of trying something different. And don't be afraid of failures. School is the only places that you can make mistakes and fail and without any consequences. So you want to make mistakes and learn from it when you are young, rather than making a mistakes in your 50s in a multi-million project.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you very much for having me here. I hope the audience enjoyed it.
Can you say like and subscribe in Korean?
좋아요, 구독 부탁해요.
Oh, that was perfect. Thank you, man. What a dumb.
Oh, did you take too many pictures on your phone?
I don't think so.
Oh,
But
what type
it
of pictures did you take? Oh my gosh. This guy, man.
No,
Told
actually-
you. You cannot. But don't get me wrong here. Hey, don't laugh.
Okay, sorry. So every question and answer is completed. So let me edit them. Oh shit! Did I record it?
I hope the students. Shit. Oh yeah, thank you very much for having me here. Don't laugh.
This guy.
구독, 좋아요 부탁해요.